Now, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. So let me explain. First off, it's free. I'm not joking, you guys. The Anchor app, it is free to use. Second, there's creation tools that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Now that's awesome, isn't it? Third, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere, you guys, on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and so many more platforms. Fourth, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Now, is that awesome, you guys, or what? That's just terrific. And finally, it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So I have another podcast with Anchor, and I'm just loving Anchor so much. I love it. It's so very easy to use, guys. So why don't you download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. What's up, you guys? And welcome to the official podcast of Damian Talks Education. So listen up. I am here to talk about all things education on my podcast. So get prepared for some realness and honesty of education as I walk you down through various of topics that's happening in the education world with some amazing guests, to sharing stories relating to education and so much more, because I got you covered with education. So join me on this journey of education with me. And happy Friday to all of you guys. We have made it through another week, so give yourself a hands clap. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. So you guys, today is the season 4 finale of Damian Talks Education. Yay, hallelujah. Yes, it is. It has been a long journey of season 4, but it is finally the end of it. And so before I hop right into today's episode, I want to thank all of you guys, seriously, to my listeners, to the guests that comes onto my show, that really, you guys support me to keep going on doing this show. And, to every single guest that I had on to my show, they are sending me well wishes of you're doing a great job of what you're doing at this young age that you are, because you're so passionate about education. Keep doing the work, keep doing the work. We need more of you, of Black males, into our education system. So to all of you guys, my DTE fam, all my guests, my listeners, thank you. Thank you so much. Seriously, thank you guys. And I just want to give a quick shout out to one of my good friends. I mean, seriously, and you guys know who this is because I keep bringing this person on every season. Andrew Fred. Andrew, if you're watching this right now, you know how much I really appreciate you, because you are always committed to come onto my show, and we have a great talk about education. What we have seen, from the topics of from building relationships with students, to our students being silent in schools, they're not using their voice, and so much more. So Andrew, thank you so much for showing your support for my show. Seriously, Andrew, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough, and for all of you guys. Okay, so I'm not gonna get emotional, you guys, for this episode, because I'm kind of gonna get a little bit. I'm quite scared to watch this back, because if you've seen the title of today's episode, which is I am going to be reacting to my very first episode of this podcast right here, Damian Talks Education. And I have not seen this episode in a long, long time. And I'm quite a little scared. Seriously, I'm quite a little scared of watching it back to see, because it's, the introduction of this show. And you guys, I don't know what to tell you. And it's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster of this show right here. So before I show you guys that video of me reacting to that, let me give you guys the breakdown, the history of this show right here, because I believe I explained it in one episode, but not fully. So how this, podcast all got started. But first, this podcast was a YouTube series, you guys, and you can check out, my YouTube series. I still have it onto my channel. I haven't, deleted it. And that used to be called, let's see if I can remember, because I kept on, you guys, changing. If you had stuck with me from the very beginning, or probably, Andrew, he was probably like, "Whoa, Damien, you keep," yeah, I kept changing the name of my show, you guys, because I don't know, I quite didn't. I wanted to find something that fits, best for me and the purpose of the show, in which finally I have, picked the name of Damian Talks Education, and I love that, and I'm sticking with that. So yeah, so the very first name of this show, well, my YouTube series, it was called Anderson Thoughts Education, or Anderson Education Thoughts. Yeah, I think. Well, you guys, you can search it up. It's still onto my YouTube channel under the playlist YouTube series, YouTube show series. So yeah, and then I changed it to there was lots of names, you guys, lots of names. Education Thoughts with Damian Anderson, something quite else. Oh, well, off my Instagram series, it was called Conversation Talk with Damian Anderson, Coffee Talk with Damian Anderson. There was lots of others, you guys, but yeah, so that's the history of the show, and it's still quite the same the person. It is still the same purpose as it is to this day, but some things have quite changed, of course, with the name, the logo, but the purpose has always stayed the same throughout all time. So let's hop right into the very first episode of this show of Damian Talks Education. And yeah, so here we go, you guys. I'm going to be reacting during this entire episode, which is not going to be a long episode, because that episode, my first episode, was just about 10 minutes. So let's get started, shall we? All right, you guys. So yes. Look at that picture right there. I still look the same. I still look the same. I haven't changed throughout all these years, you guys. And you can see the logo on here, Education Thoughts with Damian Anderson. Welcome to Education Thoughts with Damian Anderson. I'm going to just read this to you guys very quickly, because it's still quite the same purpose. It says, "Hello, everyone, and welcome to Education Thoughts with Damian Anderson. Join me on this journey of where I am sharing my life with you all, talking about topics off of my first podcast, Future Educators Talk, which is now called The Educators, you guys. What's happening in the educational world, interviewing guests, and much more. Y'all ready to be a part of this family with me? Subscribe and tune in right here on YouTube and on all the podcast platforms that I am located on. Special episodes every Wednesday and new episodes every Friday." Now, I quite didn't stick with that, you guys. Special episodes every Wednesday. I think I just only did that like one time, and then I just kept on with the, new episodes every Friday. So yeah, and then a little description of the show down here. It says, "Listen up, Damian Anderson, Future Educators Talk," which is now called The Educators, and Across the State, which is now called Friends with Damian Andrew. you guys can check it out onto our YouTube channel. It's here with an education podcast that will give you 100% real, honesty, and authentic truth in every episode. From what's happening in the educational world, interviewing guests, and sharing life stories relating to education, Damian has got you covered. Okay, so let's begin, you guys, with me reacting to my very first episode. I'm quite scared, you guys. Seriously, I'm quite scared because of how I sound like. Because to be honest, you guys, before I start this, I do not like how I sound when I do videos of Instagram or I do episodes of my show or on to my other shows. I don't like the sound of my voice, and I don't know why, because it's just I don't know, it's just eerie to me. I can't stand the sound of my voice. But anyways, with that, let's begin, you guys. I'm quite still nervous, but here we go, okay? All right, here we go.
What's up, you guys, and welcome to the official podcast of Education Thoughts with Damian Anderson. So listen up. This is an education podcast where I will give you 100% real, honest, and authentic truth in every single episode. From what's happening in the educational world to interviewing guests and sharing life stories relating to education. I got you covered. So join me on this journey of exploring the education life together with me. Hello.
Oh my gosh, you guys, my gosh. What in the world? Oh my gosh. And this was my very first episode. I mean, I could have looked I thought I was very decent, but my hair, I should have gotten a haircut. And then I'm wearing this black jacket inside my room. And then look at behind. I thought I was looking. Oh my gosh, you guys. And see, I quite still have, because behind of what you guys see in the background is my motivational quotes wall. And I still have it onto my wall itself around in this area. This area is in something is in a different location, but it is still right here. And I'm quite surprised I was thinking doing this episode here. I'm not, how I am sitting. And I believe my desk was in another location too. It probably wasn't where I was recording this. So yeah, and this is my room, you guys. This is my room. So yeah, but look how I look. My gosh, I look weird. I look ugly. Sorry. All right, continue on, Damian.
Hello, everyone. What's up to all of you guys? Welcome to this introduction.
Why did I get a pause like that? Welcome to Education Thoughts with Damian. Why did I do that? My gosh, there is a lot of mistakes at this. I know it.
Of my new podcast called Education Thoughts with Damian Anderson. Yes, this is my new podcast now. I currently got 3 podcasts now. So
in the 3 podcasts, which I explained earlier, Future Educators Talk, which is now called The Educators, Across the State, which is now called Friends with Damian Andrew, and then this show right here, Education Thoughts with Damian Anderson, which is now called Damian Talks Education. All right.
Welcome everyone to Education Thoughts with Damian Anderson. I am, of course, Damian Anderson here. And yes, this is my new podcast.
Why am I keep on saying the same words over and over? All right, Damian, they get it. Go on. What is the show about? I can't. Oh my gosh, you guys. Yeah, there is a lot of mistakes in this video. Oh my gosh. All right, continue on, Damian.
Everyone, I have transferred my YouTube show, my YouTube series, into a podcast because I just love podcasts so much and I want my voice to be heard to all of you guys around the world as you guys have been joining me on my very first podcast, Future Educators Talk, with my co-host, Andrew Fred.
And now we have 3 new co-hosts. We have 3 other co-hosts, you guys, onto our show. Of course, Andrew Fred, me, Damian Anderson, Coach Darnell Jerome, Miss Shelby Vaughn, and KJ Johnson II, you guys. And they have all been onto my show, except for Miss Shelby Vaughn, which you guys will get a chance to meet her and get to know her more better when I bring her onto my show, you guys. Okay, just to give you guys a heads up. All right, continue on, Damian.
So this is, you guys, welcome to Education Thoughts with Damian Anderson. Now, why did I create another podcast, you guys? Why did I transfer my YouTube show into a podcast? Why just didn't leave it as a YouTube show? Well, I wanted to expand that. I wanted to expand what I was doing on my YouTube show into a podcast because, like I said, I love podcasts so much and I want my voice to be heard now since I am literally speaking more. Quite now, I feel more confident.
Well, back then, you guys, I think when in the world did I started this? Let's see, in 2020. Really? No, I think I did this in 2019. Well, anyways, you guys, back here, I wasn't like really, that was a lot right there. I wasn't really speaking up more as I am right now. So Damian, that is a lie you told to 18 viewers and even more to your show. So that was a lie right there, you guys. But now I'm speaking, quite even more because I am a substitute teacher, assistant Sunday school teacher. Of course, have my podcast, and I am, you guys, speaking more. I'm not like this, that what everyone knew me back in school. So then you told them a lie. Okay, just to clarify that. All right.
As I was since throughout my school careers, as some of you guys may know, of course my classmates know, that I am shy, but I am overcoming that shyness ever since I started Future Educators Talk. I just been more confident of just sharing my voice out with you guys.
And let me stop this right here. I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, look at the lighting I had. Oh my gosh, I had some terrible lighting. But now I'm all fixed up, you guys. I look totally great and good. But yeah, because my face is all dark. It's I'm not going to elaborate on today. Let's continue on.
Of hearing what I have to say because my voice matters as to all of you guys, and each one of us, our stories matter too, and it needs to be heard as well. So that's why I created another podcast, you guys. So I am currently now on 3 podcasts: Future Educators Talk, across the state, and this right here, Education Thoughts with Damian Anderson. So what is the purpose of this podcast here, of my new podcast? Well, I'm going to tell you guys. This is a podcast, you guys. It is the exact same purpose as it was on my YouTube show. This is an education podcast, you guys, of where I will give y'all 100% real, honest, and authentic truth, you guys, in each of my episodes that I do, because I'm telling y'all what it is. I'm going to tell y'all what it is. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to be telling y'all what it is blank blank straight. I am not going to hide from what I'm talking about. I'm going to share it out with you guys so y'all can hear what I have to say on the particular topics that I discuss.
And that is so true. That is still true to this day. I am still, you guys, if you follow me onto my, social medias account with the show Damian Talks Education, and also with the show, you see you guys, it had expand even more because I'm literally talking about everything that's happening into our education system. And I'm being real and honest about it. I am sharing my opinions of what I think about what's going on into our school system. I really am. I'm not trying to away from it. If you guys don't like what I have to say, you don't have to watch me. Okay. You can move on with the rest of your day. Okay. But what I'm speaking is truth because it wasn't that long ago that I had graduated from high school. I seen everything, you guys. I seen everything. And I'm telling you what it is. So yeah, so good point there, Damien. Yeah.
And the topics that I'll be discussing, of course, this is an education show, is what's currently happening in the educational world, what had happened in the educational world, and also talking about some topics that I have previously talked about on Future Educators Talk. I will be revisiting some of those topics to you guys. And then also real life stories, you guys, that have happened to me personally that's related to education.
And I had shared that story with you guys if you know what I'm talking about. If you guys are new here, I share one personal story that happened with me in 2019 of where I went to college, you guys. I was so excited to start the next chapter of my life, and I went to college. And then, a couple days later, I became homesick, so I came back home, and probably like that first few days of me being back home, I was perfect. I was fine, and then something it started to change. I was just feeling all horrible and stuff. And I'm not going to dive all into that. So if you guys are new here and do not know what I'm talking about, check it out. Check out that episode in my first season under the playlist season 1, and you will find of what I am talking about. And yeah, and then I also did another one off of my first podcast, Future Educators Talk, which is now called The Educators, and you can check it out under the playlist season 3. Okay.
Like for example, my college story, you guys. I'll be sharing that with you guys. How has that impacted my life? And so many other stories with you guys I'll be sharing with you all. And those I'll be doing a special episodes of those every Wednesday.
That is a lie. That is a lie because I never did that. I think I only did that one time. And then right after that, I didn't do no special episodes every Wednesday. So
what's either has happened in the educational world, real life stories that have happened to me, revisiting some of the topics of Future Educators Talk, and whatever. So those will be every Wednesday, special episodes every Wednesday. Now, also on this podcast, you guys, I will be interviewing some guests on my show. And I have some amazing, you guys, I have an amazing lineup of guests, you guys, that is coming on to my podcast. For one, I obviously had to bring on one of my good friends and co-hosts of Future Educators Talk, Andrew Fred. I just have to bring him on into my podcast. He's actually one of my first guests. Actually, you have other guests like Mr. Luther Funches.
He is now called, you guys, Coach Donnell Jerome. He is one of my good friends, you guys. And he's also, a co-host off of The Educators. So yeah, I'm so glad because I'm so glad I brought him on to my show, you guys, again, to know him more better. And then obviously, off of our show together, The Educators, he is, you guys, he is a great man, and he is really passionate about education. He really is, you guys. Obviously, of course, with Andrew, they both are, and I'm so glad that I have both of them in my life. I'm so glad that God, placed them into my life, and we are forever, um, lifetime friends. Forever, we're family. Let me just say that we're family ever since day one of when I met Andrew and Coach D. They are my family now. They are my family. So I love them both. I really do love them both.
Some of y'all may be familiar with him on our podcast, Future Educators Talk. Devin Evans, Robert Hendry III, Mr. Kwame Soffer-Mensah. There's Samuel Lockridge, Jamarcus Littles, Jabril Jenkins.
You see, you guys, some of the mistakes, I can't even pronounce these people's name. I kept stumbling. My gosh, I should have right before I did this practice their names instead of doing it the first time. And then some of those kids, you guys, that I just mentioned, some of them didn't even make it onto my show because I don't know. But a few of them did came onto my show. So yeah.
And so many other lineups, you guys. So many. So I cannot wait for you guys to check out those interviews of my amazing people that I have, amazing educators, you guys, of what they do, what are their projects, and so much more. So I can't wait for you guys to check out those interviews of these amazing people. And those interviews, you guys, of where I'm interviewing them will come out every Fridays, you guys. So every Wednesday will be educational topics. What's either happening in the educational world, we're visiting some moments, topics of future educators talk, whatever. Those will be every Wednesdays. And then every Fridays is me personally interviewing my guests, great educators, amazing people. So I am so excited about this journey, you guys. You should be excited as well with me. So come join along with me on this journey of just me exploring the educational life, because I am a future Black male math teacher in the making. So as my good friend Andrew Frett, y'all see how I did that? Yes, I am a future educator, future teacher, because that is what I want to do. That is my passion so much. I love helping people. I love children so much, and I cannot wait until my journey begins of me starting as a teacher. I cannot wait. So I am preparing you guys with, first off, going to college, with these podcasts I got, talk about topics. I am just preparing myself to, when I get into that educational field as a teacher, I'll be so pumped up and ready. So I'm so excited about this journey. You should guys be as well. So this is the introduction of Educational Thoughts with Damian Anderson. And of course, you guys, to learn even more about me, go to our website.
So you guys, I told you there was lots of mistakes in this episode. Oh my gosh. Now, before I finish up here, with this recap, reaction video, of what I said, I am still, you guys, very passionate about education. I'm still becoming an educator, which that's going to be in a few more years. I'm so excited. That's because I did it the other day, in about 6 more years, you guys, I should be, because now I'm in a community college. So, and then once I finish there, 4-year college, so that will be about 6 more years. And you guys, I absolutely love children. I really do, you guys. That's why, I am, right now a substitute teacher, and I work with children. I love I love all range of children, elementary students, middle school students, high school students. I love children, you guys, and I love, helping people because that is what God put me on this earth for. That's my purpose on while I am still here, while He still got me here, is to help people, to help children, help them learn, help them grow into the best people that they can possibly become. So, um, you guys, I'm so excited, so excited. All right, so let's finish up this here, you guys, to see of what I have to say.
Go to all of my social media platforms of Educational Thoughts with Damian Anderson on Twitter and Instagram at EDU Thoughts Podcast or Pod. I can't remember, but those are where you can find even more information about me. And of course, I will do an episode where it's going to be all about me, about my life.
And actually, to remember, I never did. I never did an all about me episode for my show, Damian Talks Education. I know I did, off of Future Educators Talk, at the beginning when we first started off, but I never did one for my show. I don't recall. If I did, can you guys refer me back to it? Because I also don't remember doing an all about me episode about who is Damian Anderson. I don't think I did. But if I did, you guys email me, DM me, and say, hey, you did, which I frankly don't remember. But yeah, okay.
And so on. So make sure you follow, you guys, my Twitter and my Instagram pages, you guys, to keep up with what's currently happening and who will be what we talk about in upcoming episodes, who I will be interviewing next, and so much more. So please do that, and also subscribe, you guys, to this podcast here, Educational Thoughts with Damian Anderson, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast at. I am currently available on, you can listen and watch on YouTube, the videos like here. You can watch on YouTube. You can listen on Breaker, Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public.
Available everywhere, you guys.
I'm available on all of those platforms, podcast platforms. So tune in with me, you guys. And make sure you join me on this journey of my new podcast, Educational Thoughts with Damian Anderson. I am Damian Anderson, and I will see y'all in Educational Thoughts with Damian Anderson.
Well, and you see, guys, quite toward at the end of that episode, I was quite, because my mouth was dry because I kept on talking. I didn't do no breaks. And that's why, it kept sounding like on educational thoughts. But I mean, I was like, gosh, I should have, took breaks, drinking some water because my mouth was really dry. I do remember that. Oh my gosh, you guys. And look at the transformation. I still look the exact same, you guys. If you put that picture and then do this picture, side to side, I still look the same person, except for the haircut, because I should have gotten a haircut that day of when I was gonna record my very first show. Like, who does that? And I mean, back then, I don't think I really got prepared, like, how I do now, because you guys, right before I do, episodes for this podcast, I get myself glam up. I had to make sure my face looks good. Hair, put grease, oil, lotion onto my face, my neck, onto my arms. I had to look good. And plus, I had to have me some good lighting, and also dress very well. Which today, you guys, it's a casual Friday, okay? Casual Friday. So yeah. So how did you guys think of that? I mean, reacting to my very first episode. It was okay for me. I did say at the beginning that I was scared, nervous to, sit back at it, and I was, but as continuing watching it, I mean, I didn't do that bad. It was just lots of mistakes, that could have been improved. But yeah, I kind of like that. and I'm quite interested in doing more shows of that. So if you guys are interested of me reacting to my old episodes, please let me know, you guys. Onto my social media on Instagram and on Twitter, you guys, at Damian Talks Education. You guys let me know which episodes you guys want me to react back to, okay? And also to the guests that I brought onto my show. And I would love to do that. You guys love to do that. So that is it. That is it for today's episode, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the season 4 finale of Damian Talks Education. I really appreciate all you guys. Like I said at the beginning, thank you guys for supporting this show. Thank you guys. I cannot thank you all enough. Seriously, guys, I love each and every one of you. So thank you guys. Thank you. And without that all of the way, until next time, take care of yourself, be blessed, and I'll see you guys next time on a new episode of Damian Talks Education. Peace out.